Just one touch and I'm lost inside your love. Just one touch means more than words can say. Just one touch and I know I'm gonna stay for always.
I'm back. All right. See, Ocean Girl's already in there. Sam here making quick coffee. Which, before the show, I actually went to not Starbucks. Dog. I went to Costco, got me a whole big bag of 2-pound bags of coffee beans.
Nice.
You can't do a show without coffee, people.
I know. I just made mine. I just made it. I got a fresh pot brewing right now. That's why I ran late. I made coffee, running all over the place.
If it's not beans, then it's not coffee.
Yes, I agree with that.
So, how was your weekend?
Oh God, it flashed by. I actually sat down and watched some movies. It's fucking difficult for me to watch movies because there isn't a movie. This is what I tell always people with the Mandela effect. Shut the fuck up. Because there isn't a movie I can watch without a Mandela effect. No, not one. I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk about some of them because you have a certain thing you want to talk about. But other than that, if anybody's screaming the new Mandela effect in a movie, I'm like, which one? Everyone has one now. There's not one of them. Once you go to fucking super samurai fucking whatever in me effect, it's just like I can't watch movies anymore without seeing.
I know that's what's nice when you go watch brand new movies because you have no expectations and nothing to do Mandela effect on.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the new one.
Like last night, I was bored, so I put on Independence Day. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of Mandela effects in that movie. And then the day before, I put on not Independence Day, the '90s version of Godzilla, the one that most people hate. Which Matthew Broderick, which I didn't mind it. I thought,
Bueller.
Bueller. I mean, nobody's gonna make the great Godzillas,
Wait, was that the one that the Japan sued the United States?
Could be. And people complain because the Godzilla in it looked too much really like a lizard. And the movie wasn't trying to like take Japan's Godzilla and try to make they're trying to make their own version, which I was fine with that. So it wasn't as bad as people said.
Well, you remember what happened was they were making Godzilla. Japan found out, like literally the fucking country of Japan found out, and they slapped that copyright infringement on the United States movie industry, saying anybody make Godzilla look like our Godzilla, we will sue you. And so they had to make it look like a fucking dinosaur because they couldn't make it look like Godzilla the way we remember Godzilla as a kid. They literally had a fucking junction slapped on him and say you can't make him look like the actual Godzilla from the day back in Japan. It's kind of sad. That's they made them all after that look like lizards.
And I was fine with that. I mean, it's because hey. If you didn't like that Godzilla, you still got the great Japan ones, man. You got those wonderful. You can't replace those classics.
No.
So this one was that typical 90s kind of style, but like I said, it wasn't like it was horrible. It wasn't. They should have called it something else. If they would have called it something else, not Godzilla, I think it would have been accepted more. It'd be just their version of a big dinosaur egg that got radiation on it. Boom. Yeah. They would have done better.
Why Scotland should have made one called Nessie. They should have their own like Nessie. Like Nessie comes out of the water, fucking storms Scotland, destroys London, and comes back. If I were in Scotland, I would have made one called Nessie, have it fucking destroy London. Just fucking have all destruction of Nessie in London tearing shit up.
It says Robert does Japanese so perfectly.
I lived in Japan for a couple of years, my friend. I was in Japan for a while. I had my own apartment in Tokyo.
You were stationed in the Navy. You were stationed in Japan.
Yeah, I was in Japan for a while. I rode on trains all over the place.
I think I still have a picture of you in Japan somewhere downstairs somewhere.
Oh, I know
when you're standing in the middle of the streets.
Yeah. Semasen.
I saw that Rhythm Section movie, and I did a little review on it. I didn't. Yeah. Most all reviews are bad on it, but I thought it was okay. It's like sometimes I feel that people like stuff realistic, but not on certain things. It's like a woman who's learning to kind of be an assassin, but you can't just become a fucking Kill Bill, a ninja assassin over 6 months. She gets her ass kicked, almost dies. She shouldn't have won. I mean, that's more realistic than somebody taking some training from a Miyagi and coming out like Mr.
Well, here's the problem with modern movies. I think anybody to sidebar that is from our time period, I'd say 40 and up, right? Mike's part of the whole thing with the 40. They don't have montages. They could fix a whole movie with a montage, like an 80s montage. You know what I'm talking about? Like they do like the half-hour workout scene where they can become like a superhuman in just one day with a montage. With a montage music playing and da 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 da. They do the workout scene for like they do a whole day of just complete freaking workout training and everything in one day, a montage, and then they're prepared for whatever battle there is. Problem is they don't do montages in the new movies.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, the title is like 7 Degrees of George Lucas, where he has like influence, in the movie community. And my take is George Lucas is a Mandela effect. I mean, he is fully Mandela affected to the bone. Yeah. And there's, like you said, there's tons of movies out there. There's tons, but we don't have time to talk about every single one. So I found some movies that are related somehow to George Lucas. And I was going to have some people come on, like, I don't see Patrick on here yet, but Patrick's supposed to jump on and talk about Back to the Future. System failure has the symbol of C-3PO on his logo. So he's going to come on and talk about Star Wars, that kind of tell us what is the Mandela effects, and then kind of move on from there and give our input. So, of course, since George Lucas' strongest community is Star Wars directly, we'll go with that one first. So I just sent the invite, so he can tell me.
I was in Yokosuka, Japan, and then from Yokosuka I went up to Tokyo to get an apartment, and there's like
system. There's your invite to talk about Star Wars real quick.
Mm-hmm. Star Wars. I got a lot about some of those fucking guys. There's a connection.
Because you got to start with that one, because that's a direct movie right there with him. I mean, he wrote it, he directed it. There's so much Mandela effect. Not just not just the leg and I'm Your Father. I mean, even how he made the prequels and they did not connect word for word. I made that video of showing the different connections where I'm Your Father. There's the dude. We're gonna talk about Star Wars first in the 7 degrees. I want you to tell us what are the main Mandela effects in the Star Wars movies, just in case we got new people on here.
Hello, folks. How are you?
What is your face?
You stop! You're fingering my bum, man. Stop! Hey. Sorry, on the screen I can just see his poking me. How you doing, brothers and sisters and all that? Everyone that's chatting. Thank you for having me on the show, folks. I really appreciate it. The Mandela effects on the Star Wars ones. I'll give you a quick list, I suppose. I suppose Silver Leg, C-3PO. We all know that one. We also know the black hands that he turned out. He had the black hands now, black palms of his hands. The wires have changed colors in the middle section of his body. They've changed colors. They've changed from red to yellow to green and different types. Then you have Leia, Princess Leia's buns on the side of her head went forward and grew bigger, and now they seem to go back to.
Oh shit!
Hey, when did the black gloves? Actually, this is the first year that I heard about the black gloves. When did you notice the black gloves?
The hands on his part. So if you look at C-3PO, if you look at the palms of his hands now, they're black. So it looks like they're black
Oh.
inside the palms. You can see it's obviously gold all the way to the top of the fingertips, but then it's black on the inside of the palm, which is unusual.
Check that out.
Yeah, Brian Stowley had a good conversation with someone, and he asked someone. I think he was on the phone to someone, and he said, "No, I'm sure I have." But he went on to look at it, and the second he looked at the picture, it changed right in front of him. Now, not Brian himself, but someone else he was talking to on the phone. So,
Cool. That's
that's
cool.
really unusual. Leah's buns on the side of her head, they've gone bigger, and they kind of moved forward a little bit. But I don't know. It's weird, that one.
But that is weird. That is weird because I never really thought about it before, because sometimes I thought her buns were big, and sometimes I saw her buns are small, then they get big. It's like a back and forth kind of a effect.
I always liked her buns. I thought her buns were nice.
Yeah. Our buns aren't very nice indeed, but I think you're looking at the wrong buns, man. The ones on our head, brother.
The one with the C-3PO's hairy palms, or with black palms, like hairy palms, black palms. I don't know how
He probably does have hairy palms. They probably turn up hairy eventually,
No, if Flair has nice buns, wouldn't it be that maybe his hands got dark?
No, there's. If you look at a picture, I don't know if you can.
C-3PO is a human, or he's an android. He's alone. He's thinking about Leia.
Yes, of course. I got what you're saying.
If you think about C-3PO on the silver leg, the silver leg is interesting because now he's all gold, correct? He's all gold.
Yeah. Well, no.
He was all gold. He was always the silver leg.
It's probably oil on his palms. You guys think about it.
Oil.
Now, if you think about this, right now the leg is silver, correct? Right now, if you watch Star Wars, his leg is silver, correct?
From the knee down, yeah.
You know what's weird is why that is such a strange Mandela effect on that one, because if you believe it was just how the camera was back in the 77, how it was filmed or not, but if his legs was pure silver, then how come all the toys they make now is all gold? How come none of these legs have silver? I thought toys are supposed to make I thought the toy makers are supposed to make the toys closest to what the character is in the movies.
The newer toys, the ones that are out in the last since the new movies have come out gold, because the new C-3PO and the latest 3 movies is all gold. He also has the red arm as well. So they fashion the bottom part of them on the new model, and they don't give him a red arm. Sometimes you might think to the shop and they'll be all gold and a silver leg with the red arm, and sometimes depending on what they vary it out for everyone and all sorts of breeds and sort of whatever you want. But as far as the original ones came out, I have the original toys there. They're all gold. I have the original Top Trouble cars. They're all gold. There's no way it was a camera, a camera angle or a light or whatever. Definitely not. Now, there's another one with C-3PO that I found not so long ago. Well, a couple of about 6 months ago, on his shoulders. So I was walking. It's in the original scene as well. It's in the first movie. Between his arm sockets and his torso, there is a silver piece of metal there as well. So there's a silver stripe going down there as well. Sure. Now, that's I found that, and I thought, Jesus Christ, have I found a new Mandela effect? But then I look back at the movies, but I'm not classing it as a Mandela effect. Maybe just didn't see it, Yeah. But I saw a clearer picture later on of a HD picture of that still, and it is silver between his arm joints and his torso on both arms, just on the top shoulders. So that's a silver streak around there. The other ones with C-3PO, he also has a dint on his head. You've seen the dint on his head. He's always had a dint on his head from day one, and just on the top side of his head, I think. I've photographs where he didn't have it, but then I've also photographs where he did have it. C-3PO seems to be turning. I think he's just all silver. Eventually, he's just going to turn like the way my picture is. He's going to be all silver, and he's, maybe he's turning into a god. I don't know.
Well, the Chiquita said it just right. It's because they are cheap bastards, and it would cost money to make one silver leg.
Yeah, maybe. It's the same paint. Yeah, same paint.
Same paint, but you could make a silver leg and charge more money. Somebody would buy it. Now, System, have you ever watched my kind of a silly, little crazy, little Mandela effect movie about George Lucas?
I did watch a bit of it. Yeah, I did catch that.
Where I did video clips of all the major changes he did between the prequels and the new one, and how they don't line up. Do you believe that some of that could be just George Lucas is crazy, or maybe he has the Mandela effect where he knew the changes were there? It's just he just correcting it through his new movies.
Do you know what? I'm since you told me about that story, since the first time I met you guys, and you were telling me about that George Lucas story, I was thinking about that quite a lot. About what you were saying about him, his near-death experience and all that kind of thing, how he was Mandela affected, and kind of he could see the future in his visions, and he knew the film was going to be, it was going to change, but he wasn't going to be able to do the change himself. It was just going to change automatically, whether it be by the powers that be or by a different producer or whatever it was. But I think you mentioned that he had a vision of that in the future that would happen. I think what's probably going on with some of the movies is, do you know what? They're probably going along with. I really don't know. I really don't understand what I'm trying to understand is Lucas knew about it and he knew he couldn't change it, but he knew it was going to change. So whether the producers that are doing the ones now or the directors ones that are doing it now are from a different timeline or from something else or just have a different vision, they don't have the same vision as him. Didn't he protest his last movie? Wasn't he standing outside his last movie protesting with a billboard saying, "Do not come and watch this movie"?
No, that was a guy he's in a mask.
Are you serious?
It looks like he's in a mask. It's a joke. It was as a fan.
Okay. That was a fucking great mask, man. That's a great mask.
Now, Bob found some. If I'm correct, Bob, you found some residue with J.J. Abrams with The Force Awakens about how it ends up to the number 13. Is that correct? Somehow, I thought you told me a story about it.
Oh, with Abrams, yeah. Well, Abrams also did Lost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he did all these weird warped movies. In fact, I did my research. I mean, you guys are going to be shocked on what really was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I dug it right down to the fucking dirt pile here. Archaeology, man. I do research. George Lucas, Robert Zemeckis. You know Zemeckis? Robert Zemeckis. He did Back to the Future. You know the Back to the Future guy?
Yep. Back to the Future was directed by Robert Zemeckis. Steven Spielberg produced it. George Lucas' best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg. You guys do know they all went to the same university, right? They're all best friends.
They're all fucking probably standing around circles.
They all went to Southern Cali. They all went to Southern California. So they all
remember George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, the one who created Indiana Jones. And of course, we all know in that movie, the hat.
All those directors went to the same university. They were in the same guilds. They were in the same club. And guess who the little spooge boy is? Oh yeah. They got little fucking Tommy Hanks. Little Tommy Hanks is a little boy.
Now, Bob, do you think that JJ was doing a little shout out to George Lucas when at the end of Force Awakens, C-3PO came out with the red arm because of the leg stuff? You think that was a little shout out?
Yeah.
It could be. I've noticed as well in the newer movies, his mouth's different and his eyes are different color. In the newer movies, I don't know if you've noticed that in the originals. They used to be brighter yellow or sort of darker yellow. And now in the newer movies, they seem to be brighter. I think in the newer, I haven't seen in the latest movie now, but I know he has red eyes in it eventually. But there is parts of the newer movies where he has a lot of changes around the head area, mouth, nose, eyes, different color. The top part of his head, with the halo kind of looking thing that goes around his head, has changed. It went a bit bigger. So there's definitely a big different design going on there. But I do think when they start painting a bigger color, like a full like the arm, it would be a tribute to the different producers or something like that.
Eric, center and picture me. And I'm just gonna. He keeps talking. Center and picture me. I'm just gonna hold this up so to read all this shit off.
Okay, yeah.
Eric, center picture me.
Center picture him. Give him the full screen. Gypsy.
I'll show you guys. You guys can read it for yourself.
Hold on a second. There it is.
Okay.
Sagittarius is 111 off if you can, brother, and we can see the whole screen if that's all right.
There's Luke. Luke. It comes out to the 13, R2D2, the whole spiel.
So you do the numbers type of thing with it, and do break it down into numbers and coding and stuff like that. I like that a lot, man. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all same shit. These guys have been codes for God knows how long. They're probably all Scientologists, man.
Well, definitely. There's there's the only ones that we've noticed. I think not that we've noticed. There are other ones about Star Wars, but a lot of other ones that it seems to be one of the most Mandela affected movies or franchises ever. If you know what I mean, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now the other ones have surpassed it every now and again, but it's just for the content and it's only one clip, and then obviously everyone kind of comes back to Star Wars. But symmetry with numbers and stuff like that, and what Luke means and numbers and stuff. I done that with the Adam and Eve, the whole Bible story as well, and I figured that out. And it was fucking crazy, the number shit. My numbers, but they all matter. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's all numbers. It's just, everything's for us to see. It's, you know how like they joke about God can't, speak an English word because everybody's from a different fucking place in this place. So he speaks math. So he speaks math through people. So these guys have been saying repeated numbers over and over again. I mean, it's just a repeated number.
I met a couple of scientists that used to do telescope installations, stuff like that. And one of them in particular, man, he only talks in numbers. Now he's very, very not antisocial, but he just won't. He's very shy. But if you give him a number or a computer, he will write you code all day long. And I mean, he will just sit there and be in his element. But if you ask him, "Hello, how are you?" he'll really stumble over himself. I love that kind of breaking it all down and numbers and it's so interesting, man. I used to do maths a long time ago, but I think I just did it for someone else because I was never any good at it. But Jesus, when you start looking into that kind of stuff, have you ever come across anyone in the chat and yourselves as well that one of them scientists that talks in binary code and actually than actually in real language? It's very hard to talk to them.
There's a question from the chat system. I'll ask you: Do you think that the Mandalorian will actually in the future get Mandela affected?
It seems to have been got Mandela affected already, but then again, it's only new. I think something's changed with his uniform. I think someone mentioned something about his helmet has changed, but that's a Mandalorian, and I think it's the same as what's his name, Boba Fett or whatever his name is. Is that what his name?
Boba Fett, yeah, Boba.
Kind of similar. That's what he is, But this is. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know because it's only the first season, but I'd say you're going to see a lot of stuff pop up and that will probably relate to the later movies rather than the beginning ones. You might have reference to the first three, but I'd say if they're going to go back and show a few clips or bits from other, as a flashback, they might show the later three rather than the first three, if you know what I mean, as a clip. So you might be seeing the likes of C-3PO like that or R2-D2. But I do think maybe his uniform and maybe the story might eventually turn around and do something to it for a future movie,
Well, one of the biggest problems with Star Wars is every time they re-release it onto a streaming service now or whatever, they're constantly making changes too. So it's like you got to research so much harder. Is this a change because they did it? Because now in the new re-release streaming on Disney Plus, they added an extra voice scene when God damn it, what's his name? Who supposedly shot at hand first?
Han Solo?
In the bar.
The green fucker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In the streaming service, they added him yelling out something. I can't remember what he was yelling.
Okay. Is that where Han Solo shoots him under the table?
Yeah. Greedo. God, I'm having a brain freeze. Greedo, in the new streaming service on Disney Plus, they added him yelling something now, where it was never there before.
Oh,
I've seen something about that in our group actually. That some parts were put into. Yeah. But remember, they also done the extra bits where they CGI'd them in the original movies as well. Do you reckon they've got a lot of footage like that they just want to just throw in that hidden footage, and you might just keep adding it and adding it? And every time you add a story to or an extra clip, it changes the message of that one clip, even if it's just an extra line or a tone of a voice or something else, which makes you think of something else for that moment, and then you might see something different. I don't know. It's very hard to describe. Very hard to describe. But
how do you? Yeah, how can people even debate the one about Luke, I am your father? Because when they talked to Earl Jones, when they asked him, he always thought, I am your father, instead of no, your father, Even the actor himself thought it was other words. So how do people even debate that?
There's that clip when he read it, he said, "No, that's not the right layout. No, I don't believe that." Yeah, there's that famous clip of James Earl Jones, and he also does the one on where he's on Good Morning TV, and he does that, the what is it, the joke with his friend, and he says, "Oh, pretend I'm a hick or a country boy," and he goes, "I am your father, your mother, your uncle, or whatever," as well. That's only about a year and a half ago that he done that interview on the morning show. So, and there's so much, Luke, I am your father. You have, movies, all sorts of movies. You have also great, so many different fucking great actors that have said it, and even the Luke, the call in. Remember, I'm sure you've seen the picture of or the clip where he's on Saturday Night Live, and the caller, he says the famous line, and he goes, "No, hold on, I didn't say Luke, I am your father. That was Darth Vader," and then he does it as well. That kind of stuff. There's no denying that. Is that left in for us to see? Because why didn't they wipe it all away? If they're going to wipe it all away, why did they leave them clips on the road or online for us to see? So that's, there you go. There's definitely no denying that. Definitely no denying that.
Is there any major Mandela effects in the latest 3 episodes 7, 8, 9 that we should know about? Is there any big ones in that one yet?
I haven't seen. To be honest with you, I haven't seen the latest one yet, so I haven't done the trilogy, would you say? But I've done the other two, not so much because I haven't studied them with a Mandela effect head on, if you know what I mean. I'm sure people in the chat and yourselves are probably like this as well. When you go and watch a movie, you can't help but see the Mandela effect. You can't see, read between the lines. I haven't looked at it with that head on it. I mean, I went in stoned, I think, to a cinema, and I didn't think of it like that. But
no, I hear you.
I'd say definitely. Once you look into definitely, it's definitely changing. Definitely changing. But do you know what? I had a conversation today with a friend of mine. He's here. He was here doing my bathroom, and I asked him. He's a big Star Wars fan. I think I sent you a photograph, an email of a friend of his. She works for Lucasfilms. I'm trying to get it to interview her soon enough. She does all the costume design. She does all the props, and she's met. I sent you a photograph of him and her and what's his name? Luke, whatever. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
She's good friends with him, and I said to him, "Oh shit, I would have loved to meet him," and asked him. I'd met him twice, but I never asked him. He was in the pub in Ireland when we were doing that scene, but I was just in the pub drinking, and everyone was going, "Hey," I didn't think about it then, But do you know what I asked this fella today? I asked him about the Chewbacca one, the medal at the end. And I didn't say to him, Chewbacca doesn't get a medal. I said, "Do you remember the end of the scene? I can't remember which movie it was." And he says, "Oh yeah, Chewbacca got a medal." And I said, "Yeah, but now he doesn't." And then that's conversation. So people might remember that. The medal, that's a big one for a lot of people.
You're talking about A New Hope. Yeah, I heard Brian talking about that, where in an original cut, he got a medal, and then in the newer one, he just screams at the people to line up.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, yeah," just does that.
And yeah, they changed it because he did get a medal, but they put it in the comics.
Yeah. Well, in the movie, I remember him bending down in the movie and putting the medal on him. But I also remember it being in the comics that didn't he give him the medal away to one of his family to save someone or something?
Yeah,
or something like that? Or to give them money, or someone in the family, or another Wookiee he gave his medal to. But that still
it could have been.
It still doesn't stop where the fact that he actually got it there and then, and he bent down to take it and put it on his head. So
I don't know. I think sometimes we can't understand the phenomenon that goes on in this world. Maybe George Lucas in his mind had thought of the change and it just happened. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's just so weird that everything happens around George Lucas. It's just
there's so much of it. Yeah, there's so much of it. There's another one I wanted to mention as well as the R2D2 wires on the bottom of his legs or the bottom of his feet. Now they popped up about I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. Someone mentioned them as a Mandela effect, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really look before then, and then when I look, I see them everywhere. But I've also found toys that don't have it. So there's both sides of the coin there on all these Mandela effects. If you look hard, I suppose I've also looked at the original Star Wars toys, the concept art of R2D2, 3 and C3PO. From the earliest ones where they put out they were giving out badges and they were giving out collectibles, but only to certain people. They were designed off an old I don't know. The R2D2 one, it doesn't have wires on his arm, on his feet. The C3PO is all gold. He doesn't have wires. He looks really weird. His mouth's different and all that. So they were all designed off that. So
I figured it out.
Very,
But
very.
well, what it is I don't want to interrupt you because you're a residual hunter. I want to make sure it's really, really important.
Yeah.
The way the history changes going back, it's main industry. So the way the artifacts, I call them artifacts, the residual artifacts. The residual artifacts, the only ones that change are the ones from the main manufacturers. If they have a contract out of China where they had to pick up an order where they had to make up the order because they couldn't get out, they're not part of the main the main factory. They're not part of the main whatever is building them. They will not change. Only thing that changes are from the main manufacturer company because you have all the residuals that anybody ever sees comes from subcontractors, and anything that is satire, like we talked about, any satire, anything in a book of satire, any swastika you see done by a satirist will not change. If it's a subcontractor that built whatever toy it was, it won't change. That's where you get your residuals from. But if it comes from the main manufacturer, the main company, all of them change right down the dimensional lines, right down the future. So that's where you're going to find your. I found a Mickey Mouse with suspenders. The thing about the Mickey Mouse with suspenders was it came from a subcontractor out of LA that wasn't attached to the main manufacturing company. See the difference? The companies change, but subcontractors do not. So remember that when you find residuals, you'll find them from subcontractors, mostly Chinese knockoffs, Hong Kong knockoffs, things from all over the little third world countries that are just knockoffs. All knockoffs will not change.
Can I have the screen for 1 second, if that's all right? Can I just want to show you something? So let me just. I don't like people seeing my face, but fuck it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Hey, we're all ugly.
There's the man.
I'm an ugly motherfucker. So there's the original.
Yeah. Here he is.
There he is.
I
Right.
thought he's bigger.
So he's all gold, yeah. That's the original toy, yeah. From the original, the actual original toy. That's one of my. I don't know. It's probably worth a few quid.
Nice.
There's another one. This one is from 1995, and he's all gold as well.
Yeah.
So that's from the manufacturer. Now here's another thing that I picked up, which I found. This is this book here. You might be familiar with this book.
Yay.
So I have this book here, yeah. Now
Okay.
with this book, it's funny because I'll just see if I can find it here. I have the original Top Trump card. Here it is. Here, let me see. A C3PO used to be spelled like that. Obviously, people probably remember being C3PO was always spelled like that before C3PO.
Oh, that's interesting. Never saw that before.
And R2D2 used to be spelled like this.
What the hell?
Never seen that before.
I never seen that before.
If you want to talk about Chewbacca, we have it. That's the way it was Wookiee, but that's changed. I think it's WWOKIE. So this is another thing I found in this book. I just want to show you this before I
What is this book called? The one you're looking at?
What the hell is that book?
It's Top Trumps cards, so it's the original Top Trumps. So these are. Remember, you used to get them in bubble gum years ago.
Yes. Okay.
There's the original picture of C3PO. Let me see if I can get the fucking picture.
You're doing great, man. You're doing fantastic. That's what I'm talking about.
That is the original. Where we get the screen. That's the original Top Trumps card.
Wow.
Now, can I get it right in the camera?
No, I can see it. Yeah,
That's
the marvelous droid C3PO, and they have it spelled out.
I remember that pose. I have a memory problem, but I remember that pose.
That's
the original pose. That little weird hand thing is the original pose. Wow.
This is not. Also, there's one funny thing I want to show you guys before I go.
Hey, I gotta let you know that this black sheep researcher said put the black screen back. No, ha ha ha. I think black sheep making fun of you, man.
Well, nobody can see. He didn't show his face, so he's got a. You don't look like a freaking weird person, by the way.
No,
fucking man, by the way.
Look that up, man. Come on.
You're not suffering from some skin disease. You look fine, man.
I just I got a face for radio, you know.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is hard to find any new Mandela effects with the last three because, for one example, it's hard for me to even try to watch like The Last Jedi. I hated that one so bad. I'll start it and I can't finish it. So there could be effects all through the movie, but I'm not able to finish that movie because I was so pissed at it.
Which one? The last one?
No, not The Rise of Skywalker. The Last Jedi, Episode 8. Oh, let me put you back on the main screen so everybody can see it. Let me get that off the. Hold on. Okay, got it off. All right.
Yeah.
Does he have black hands in there?
He was on Time Life magazine, guys. You know he made Time Life magazine, right? When I was a kid.
Time Life?
He made the cover. Yeah, he made the cover. And my time, I remember, again, I have a memory problem, but what I remember is 100%. And I remember my Aunt Mary had his magazine. It was a Time Life cover. It was he was on it. C-3PO.
That's the two of them. That's the two C-3PO. That's the silver one and him. You know,
he looks darker than the other one.
Remember they made? Yeah. You can see the way it's spelled C-3PO. It's spelled that way. But I do have a picture there, lads. Now, it's kind of funny. I can't find it right now. I will send it to you, though. But there's one there of a picture where they messed it up. They put a big... no, I don't know. On the crotch of C-3PO, they put a big gold-looking dildo thing, and it looked like it was a mock-up. And they done one scene with it, and they actually filmed the whole scene with him with this kind of mechanical gold penis on. Now, that's all footage. But I don't have the footage, but I do have photographs. I can't find it. It's in this book somewhere, but I will send them to you. But yeah, there is one scene out there that C-3PO has this appendage hanging off in one scene, but it looks like it's almost underneath his gold suit, so it looks like a big bull, which is really weird. What the fuck? What are we going to do next?
It might be a porno. I made a satire video about Moneybags was talking about that batteries not included.
Yeah.
And then somebody was on the internet looking for. Now I remember that movie like the back of my fucking hand. I love that movie.
You know who that movie, right?
Batteries still not included. Batteries still not included. I remember that movie. It was a porno. It was a porno, people. Batteries still not included. Is a porno. And I made a joke, and then nobody got it. I'm like, did nobody remember batteries still not included as a porno? Some of these early shows are satire.
Yeah, we're making knockoff movies like Top Gun had Top Buns.
Yeah.
Remember this one? Edward Scissorhands, and then the porn one was what? Edward Penis Hands?
Penis.
Five penises on his hands.
Yeah, there's a porno knockoffs, and they actually have the same uniforms. They look real, but they might have a penis, or they might have some feminine. Those are satire residuals that are still floating around, and some of them are floating around.
Definitely. There's also, do you know
what about this one, guys? Real quick. What about this guy says Star Wars with merged letters always bothered me.
Yes.
Did he merge the letters?
The S and the T.
Oh, the S and the T. Okay.
The S and the T seem to be, the bottom of the S seems to go out and the top of the other S on the both sides. Have you noticed? I noticed this a long time ago, but the bottom of the S sort of goes out and the top of the S on the other side, they kind of go out as if.
Well, remember, S is
a bit further than they used to.
Yeah, well, S always changes. S changes on everything. Superman's S, which is like a snake. Mm-hmm. Symbolic in the symbology world, it means fertility. Mm-hmm. So S changes and the T changes. The T's are always changing and everything. The S is. I know about S, all right. Everyone keeps screaming Robert Woods with an S, and then your S. Then you died on camera. We all witnessed you die on camera, and then the next day you had a Robert Wood. I'm like, okay.
I think that's happened for a few people now. Moneybags used to be Moneybag 73, and Brian McFarlane used to be spelled differently. Brown Stavely used to be Stevely, not Stavely. I used to be called Mark. Now I'm System Failure. It's all crazy. I looked into that. I looked into the way the letters start changing and dropping out of different words, and I kind of went. I looked into the way it changes the tone and changes the what the word sounds like tone-wise. So, and then if you speak it in a different tone, it has a different message. So if you say for instance, I don't know, Freddie with a Y instead of Freddie with a double two E's or whatever it is, it does sound different vowel-wise. And when you look into tone and stuff like that, so it's a different message and stuff like that, I think.
Hey, I think let me give a shout out to Liza Silver. She's new to the show. She says, "You guys rock." Appreciate that. Now, Dake's 1973 D wrote, "I had a 12-inch C3PO from 1977 that I lugged around for almost 40 years, and then got obsessed to get rid of it. So I dropped it off at a Goodwill. 1 week later, I woke up, and the Mandela effect, it was all gold."
Oh.
That's crazy. There's so much residue. I that's what I do, as you know, guys. I residue hunt, but I find it's not that I hunt. I just walk around and it finds me with it. The Star Wars, especially if I see someone, I done a thing on Speaker's Corner there last Sunday. I went to Speaker's Corner to see the lads, and on my way there, I was just walking through London, and I said, right, I'm just going to film myself. Fuck it, why not? Just a bit of footage. I got loads of residue on the Union Jack. I pulled up loads of people on the street and asked them about the C3PO and all like that. Just, undercover kind of, one of them questions. "Oh, excuse me, you have a Star Wars t-shirt on? Can I ask you a question on Star Wars?" I've always wanted to know. Pretending to be a bit silly. "Was it Luke, I am your father," or was it something else? And they go, "Oh, no, it's Luke, I am your father." I said, "Well, okay." And then I go on to the C3PO and he go, "Was it? I can't remember. I'm always seeing it with the silver leg. What do you see when you see the movie?" And he went, "No, it's all gold." I said, "Yeah, okay." And then I went off. And I went, "Okay, well, you want to go back and look at that movie then, man? Because when I saw it's different from what it is now. So, it's crazy." I have footage of that, and it's going to be coming up soon, but I just can't get it off my iPhone. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird that, people remember that. And then when you say to them, you might, as people say nowadays, you see them take the download or whatever. It's not, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's
Everybody has a residual. Everybody remembers residual. I can't find a person who doesn't. They'll remember a few residuals, and then somehow they get a download for the other stuff. I don't know how it works.
Hey, look,
crazy.
My toy.
Oh, wow.
C3PO's got a silver leg.
Oh, wow.
There's a leg.
Let me show you my one. I've got one of them. Let me see if I can show you my one. Here's one. Here's a weird looking one. If you want to do this one, go for it. You show me yours. Go ahead. You show me yours, and I'll show you mine. Let me show you.
I already showed it.
I got this one. Mad looking fucker, isn't he? Now this isn't his, obviously. This bag isn't his, but look, he's got a white hand. He's got the silver leg. He looks a fucking weird motherfucker, and his wires are all mad. I don't know. He looks like these hands look like he's got like Tannis's hands on him. Look at the size of that. Yeah. Looks like he's got the gauntlet on him.
I gotta say, guys, seriously, I'm surprised you guys get laid. I
don't.
I mean, there's a lot of women in the sidebar going, "Are these guys? Have they ever dated outside?"
I've got 3 children and 1 grandchild.
I know you do. I was joking. You guys,
for all the ladies in the chat, I definitely do get myself around, or used to.
I'm joking. This is the millennium where the nerds rule. Now I'm wearing a fucking hamburger t-shirt. I mean, come on, the nerds rule in this century. In this,
I've always been in there just adjacent to my real life. You know what I mean? I've lived lives like two adjacent lives. So I've been a nerd in one. So depending on how you meet it.
God woke up the nerds.
I wish we didn't have the copyright infringement thing on YouTube, because I would love to put on the original uncut Star Wars version when it was CBS Fox, and this is when Luke Skywalker had muscles like.
Oh, I put up. Do you know what I put up online there the other day, a couple of weeks ago? The Christmas special. Now that is fucking shit, but I put it up online. I found a way to put it up online on a Facebook group. So maybe there is a way we can get that up online for you, man. Definitely. Let's email each other and sort it out, because there is copyright issues and it's all to do with sound and pictures. I have a friend of mine who works for Sony. He might be able to do something with that.
Get the fast forward
around it, because these are uncut. These aren't. This is before he did THX to his movies. Before he did all his changes. So this would be a good one to really see the silver leg. Versus the all gold. Because it's uncut.
That's the thing. Here's one thing I found. Just on, because I'm gonna have to go soon enough. Just before I go, here's one thing I found. Anything that you want, video, VHS, DVD.
Thank you, Ocean Girl.
or books.
She said nerds are cool. So just
what I would do is I would probably try to upload them before. See, how would you say that? Upload them onto something else. On a hard drive, then upload them really quick, but keep it going. But you see, as soon as you upload it to digital, it's going to change to silver anyway.
Yeah.
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 So it doesn't matter. Anything that's on a digital screen can be changed within seconds. You know what I mean? Before we see it's all everything I'm looking at right now is in the past on the screen. So
your video will change.
In that moment, that can be changed before you get to me or I get to you or whatever. So definitely wary of that. Like.
Do you guys remember this? A question from Ocean Girl. She wrote, "What about Passion of the Christ movie or The Passion of the Christ? For me, it never had the and of the. Anyone else remember? What do you guys remember? What the Passion of Christ is called?"
Yes, well, I was there for me. There's a funny story about the Passion of the Christ, the way when it was filmed. You might be familiar with this. That there was the lad who played it. I can't remember his name. A really, really great actor who used to be in Person of Interest and other stuff like that. When we were filming and stuff like that, he got struck by lightning 3 times. He also got once when
I heard that.
Yeah, once he got struck by lightning, he felt the power of God gone through him. And then he also, when they were doing the scene where the cross is, you know, the really intense scene where he was on the cross. It was so windy and stuff like that, and the lightning was hitting. The cross was swaying. It was a great shot, but Mel Gibson turned around and said, "No, I don't want everyone's looking at the cross. I'm not looking at what's going on here. Fuck the cross. Let's see what the message is. We don't want the cross swaying and everyone looking at that part of the picture. We want to focus on what's actually being said." So we cut that scene out of it, even though it would have been an epic with the lightning hitting the cross and all around. They just took that out. But that fella died a couple of times on set, and loads of people. One person got possessed and everything, and people had to leave. Cameramen were afraid to come near it. People were retiring. People were leaving the set. They had to get new sets of cameramen on. They were all freaked out making this movie. And there was meant to be number 2 coming out, but I don't think he done it.
No, and then afterwards he went into kind of a drunkard. He went into like a drunkard's, and then all the people of whatever societies in Hollywood kind of banned him for a while.
Yeah,
you know, I don't want to be sitting here and start pointing at fingers of religion and certain groups, but let's just face it, a certain group went after him.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great movie. He also done Acapulco, or whatever it's called, Mel Gibson, where it's the tribe. It's all obviously in their language. Where he is so intense with all that kind of stuff. He's great movie. Yeah. He did some great movies, but there's some great stories behind that. That lad that done the Passion of the Christ, say his name, Jim Caviezel. Thank you, Paul. He is amazing. I mean, he is so. I don't know. I've seen him being interviewed a few times and this, that, and other. He was picked for the role perfectly anyway. You know, I think some people like these great actors are made for these specific roles. And up until they play these specific roles, all the parts that they played before them creates a character for this bigger movie.
Mel Gibson has a good eye. He takes a lot of shit from people, but he's got a good eye on talent.
Oh, wow. Absolutely.
Hey, do you know what Mel Gibson's what they're working on next, where it's in development? Lethal Weapon 5.
Yeah.
Original crew, man.
Yes. You said that Mel Gibson's not from Australia anymore. Now I think was he not born in America?
Well, he was raised outside of Syracuse, upstate New York.
Okay.
Yeah. He born in America but raised in Australia as a kid.
Yeah.
Some people remember it being always Australian, fully Australian.
Oh, no.
The first movie that most anybody ever saw was The Road Warrior, and of course that was actually the sequel to Mad Max.
Yeah.
And that's when he was pure Australia.
Australia. I mean, he's Australian.
Speaking of Mad Max and Mandela effects, now it's the Thunderdome. It was Under the Thunderdome. That's changed. That movie, the Mad Max Under the Thunderdome, now it's changed from something to something. That's another Mad Max. That's a Mandela effect as well. I didn't know that. Do you know what the one with Tina Turner in it?
That's the Beyond Thunderdome, the third one.
Now I think it's not Beyond Death Thunderdome. I think it's Beyond. It used to be Beyond Death Thunderdome. Now I think it's just Beyond.
Check it right here.
Yeah. So it used to be Death. And
go to IMDb, which they're not sponsoring us.
No. Let's big shout out. If anyone in the IDB wants to give us free movies and free access there, we just shouted you out. So let's get sponsorship. No, don't.
It's called, according to this, it's called Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not
I remember it says. I thought there was extra words in it.
Yeah, Death Thunder. Actually, Beyond Death Thunderdome. Death is gone. So
yeah, now it's called Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, I went searching for that one, especially as well with the Spider-Man one where the dash went missing, where the dash arrived between Spider and Man. I love the video on that. That seemed to pop up. I asked loads of people. I have a few people out run comic books, and yeah, it's crazy. And then I in the comic book store, do you know what I found? Which is really would freak someone out. You know, the Incredible Hulk used big comic fans or comic readers. So the original Incredible Hulk wasn't he brown or wasn't he? Well, he wasn't green. He was red, and then he was brown. And then he turned into green. I said that not as a Mandela effect one day, and I said it to someone, and they went, no, he's always been green. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm just showing you a picture. But that book was like, the comic book was like 500 quid or something like that. And it was the original first person. I went, wow, I never knew he was green or he was red, and he was a furry monster rather than being a green Hulk. It's crazy. But anyway, green. All green for me. That's what we know.
Yeah, he's hunted down by a doctor.
Yeah.
We watched the series in America. They had a whole series on him in America.
I have the original series. Yeah, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Name where I love the beginning of that. I think the song's called "A Lonely Man," where the piano is, where and he's always walking down the road, and then obviously.
Hey, let me ask you guys this question. We got a question from the chat. From Liza Silver. I know you're talking Lucasfilms. Well, I mean, we're starting with George Lucas, but we're talking about all films because Mad Max is not part of George Lucas. But have you guys remember Napoleon Dynamite? One of my favorite movies. It's changed. The llama is a different color now.
I have to watch it again. I'll have to see it again. I haven't saw it in a long time.
Dynamite, I haven't seen that for a long time, actually.
Yeah, I have to see it now. I have to watch it now.
It's a great movie. See, that's what I love about the chat. It makes you want to remember and watch it again just to see that.
Yeah.
So what color? First of all, what color was the llama and what is it now? Let us know.
Listen, I'm gonna have to shoot on because I have a show now in a couple of minutes myself. But listen, thank you so much for having us on, guys. I'll just give really a quick shout out to everyone in the room. Thank you so much for being here and much love to everyone. But I'll just give you a quick rundown on the Mandela effects list that I put down for the Star Wars that I did. I don't know if I said. May the force be with you. Who said that in the original movie? Now that's for the chat and for yourselves. Who was it? Who said "May the force be with you" the first time? Was it Han Solo or was it Obi-Wan Kenobi? So that changed for a lot of people. R2D2, the wires and stuff. The Leia's buns, the legs, obviously, and the wires on his belly, the black hands. Chewie never getting his medal. There are other ones there. Luke, I am your father. The white nose on Darth Vader now. He has a white nose rather than the nose is white now. He also has other things on his face that look white, like white stickers as well. That's another thing on his face. And also the ridges on his nose have changed. Now he's got ridges on his nose where he never had ridges on his nose with Darth Vader. So that's just a couple of ones that I kind of just written as a list just for the people in the chat and for yourselves as well. But listen, I have to go. Thank you so much. I really, really love you guys. I'd love to get both of you back onto my station one time. Onto my station, over to my house one day, and let's do this again.
Oh, no problem.
Thanks for showing your face, man. That was amazing. You showed your face. I was like, hey, what he looks like now.
Yeah, I'm a real boy, man. I'm a real boy, man. You know, I used to be called Pinocchio, but now I'm a real boy.
Well, you have yourself a good one, and Bob, we'll take like a 5-minute break. I'll play one of my old. I found some of my old little short videos from Mr. True Thought days. Yeah. I'll show them one of my pick of the week Trick or Treat movie while we take a 5-minute break and get ourselves some coffee.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I'm out. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. I'm going. See you later, brother. Thank you so much.
Raiders.
Welcome, my friends, to another Mr. True Thoughts.
You gotta turn it up.
Pick of the week. All right, we're going to talk about the 1986 Trick or Treat. Not the one that came out in 2007. The one where all the movie critics had their heart on this one. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about the 1986 one that stars Mark Price, this is like it is classic. I call it a classic B movie, all right? Before we talk about Trick or Treat, why I'm saying that this is special, got a little trailer. Watch the trailer. After the trailer's on, let's come back and we'll talk about the movie, okay? All right. So the trailer's on, I'll drink my coffee, and we'll continue the conversation. It's party time! Rock and roll will never die. At least not this Halloween. Raising spirits from the dead by incantations, right? Yeah, I did that by playing the record backwards. Sammy Kerr. He's a rock and roll nightmare. I'm a big fan of yours. I can only record. Shut up! The name is you. How is this stuff? Down to your stereo. Sammy Kerr. His fans won't let him die. Won't let them live. You should be loyal to your hero. Maybe turn on you. Looks like we better check out the party punch. Your trailer, right?
All right. Let me turn that off.
I'm here. I'm just grabbing some stuff.
Yeah, that was if you know that was one of my older stuff. That was I found. You know, I'm looking for one of our original Mandela Effect videos that you and I did back in 2016. So I'm trying to find it to put it back. So hey,
yeah, it was just real low though. You need to turn your volume up, man. I can actually hear you farting in the kitchen and grabbing your balls and making coffee and clanking and petting the dog. Everything but the video.
that sucks. I guess I have to learn how to somehow play louder. Usually it was on max, but I'll learn. That part. So in that movie, not Trick or Treat, but in Napoleon Dynamite. So apparently, it was it used to be black and now it's brown. She was being cream brown. Her name is Tina. She was so cute. Now she looks weird.
No, wasn't it brown? She said it was brown.
Hold on, let me go up. Let me go up. She has it here. There's been a lot of messages since then. Let's see. There it is. It was brown. Now it's black.
Yeah, that no. There was no. My brain would have said no. It was not black. So the llama was not black. Guarantee you that. I would remember that. No. The llama was not black. So if that's changed from brown to black, then black, no. I guarantee you that does not ring a bell as I put it. No. I remember that. I don't think, is there black llamas? I don't know. I guess.
I know. It's gonna we're gonna have to watch it just to find out.
Yeah. I watched a couple of movies last night. I got a couple of things in some movies that are interesting. I've been playing the 7, to Kevin Bacon, 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but I've been playing that 7 Degrees to George Lucas game for you because you wanted to talk about that. So I was doing a little list of weird things.
Hey, if anybody else out there has some kind of information about a movie, the StreamYard app is here. So here you guys go. If you guys want an opportunity to jump on and tell us a movie, but yeah, go for it, Bob. Tell us about the Indiana Jones stuff, about the hat and all that.
Well, I didn't look at Indiana Jones. You told me you're gonna do Indiana Jones. Like, I don't want to touch Indiana Jones. I'll tell you what. Okay, so I'm gonna regurgitate everybody else's bullshit. They're talking about the hat being tall, but I'm looking at it, and maybe it is a little taller in the new cinematography, the way they filmed it, but I don't see a fucking major hat difference. I ain't gonna talk about no fucking hats. Mike had the 3 style. Our brother had the 3 different types of hat, which makes sense to me in the movie. So There was the idol, and the first one, the idol's now a female giving birth. So there's that. She's giving birth. Out of her vagina, there is a small creature coming out of her vagina in the idol of the first Indiana Jones. Used to be a male, basically with a head like a mushroom, like a tip of a dick. It was just a regular ass little idol, a guy, and then kind of androgynous to male, mostly male looking, androgynous to male. But the new idol's obviously a female, very distinctively female. And between her legs, there is a child coming out. Whoa! So he grabs that. He grabs the new idol with the child coming out of it. And then the natives take it back. You know, at the end, of course, the French guy takes it back. But yeah, that's really fucking pretty obvious.
Then, of course, you got the famous E.T., which is Steven Spielberg, George Lucas' best friend.
Yeah.
A phone home and how that is. You have any information about E.T.?
E.T. with his little fucking finger. I know E.T. phone home, and then everyone's claiming, whoa, he said it earlier in the show. Nah, man, he's like E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. Now it's like E.T. home phone. That's an old one. I don't even like movies. That's like so fucking, I feel like I'm a Pentawan. But all the movie changes, I go into the code. So people talk about the changes. I go into the purpose of the change. I go into the code. Like, for example, how many people out there in the sidebar watch The Big Lebowski? Can anybody associate The Big Lebowski with 9/11?
If you watch a little bit, ask you, type in 1. If you haven't, type in 2.
Yeah, what's that? Type in. Wait, if anybody's
seen the movie, I told them type in the number 1.
Okay. If anybody's seen The Big Lebowski, what connection does The Big Lebowski have to 9/11? Does anybody know that one?
This one? I'm ready for this one.
Yeah, does anybody know that one? The Big Lebowski is one of the greatest movies ever made by the same wacky fucking system that put out all the other wacky ass fucking shows just to brainwash everybody out there to get them adjusted to whatever's supposed to happen. Does anybody know I'm just waiting for I gotta hit my comments thing here. I'm way behind on chat. So there's a connection between 9/11 and The Big Lebowski.
Lisa watched it. Sucker for Silver watched it. Oh, Texas Danny.
The dude.
Danny, jump on, Texas Danny. The StreamYard is right there for you. We love you when you're on the show.
The check. Awesome. The check. Yes. Fucking Danny got it. Danny got it.
The check.
Danny got it. What was the date on the check, Danny? He got it. Danny got it. So there's the date on the check is 9/11. The check he wrote at the beginning of the show, he's getting milk. He writes the check out, and it's 9/11. It's 9/11. September 11th, 1991. 1991. September 11th, 1991. The check is written out. What's behind him playing on the fucking television scene? Think about it. Saddam Hussein, who hands out the shoes at the bowling alley? Saddam Hussein. Fucking Hollywood is nothing but a bunch of propagandists, man, for every goddamn thing out there.
He wrote, Danny wrote, 9/11/91. Yeah.
Everybody get that out there? Everybody? Yeah, see, everybody got that out there. Yeah, that's huge. So Big Lebowski has a lot of Mandela effects in it. No one's talked about Big Lebowski's Mandela effects. I'm surprised that fucking Money Hag didn't talk about it all. Even the pants colors have changed. He wears a unique style of pants, very comfortable from the 80s. People who remember those pants, those were weightlifting pants. Those were very cheesy-looking weightlifting pants he would wear because they're very, very comfortable. They're extremely comfortable pants. That's why he wore them. In the scene where he's in there having what appears to be maybe a White Russian with the little fairy guy reading the magazine, laughing the entire time, and why the feminist girl is walking around, she calls him and they're laughing. He's on the phone laughing like, he's wearing a different colored pants. So a couple of scenes he's wearing different colored pants. We got the same pattern. of pants he normally wears. So go back and watch the pants. You're gonna see a lot of pants changes in the Big Lebowski. Also, like again with Saddam Hussein scene, there's a couple of changes in there. Anything to do with Saddam Hussein, 9/11. So there's that big one that people don't talk about with the Big Lebowski. Of course, I watched Contact last night.
Well, Texas Danny wrote, "This will not stand," and then he also wrote, "Don't put me on the tombstone list too quick." Come on! I have to put you on the tombstone. Everybody has to go on one of my tombstones, dude.
This aggression will not stand, man. This will not stand.
When you make it with us, we put you on the tombstone. That's just how it works.
Ironically, guys, which I have a lot of people say I'm drinking coffee. I'm actually drinking White Russians. I'm drinking a Caucasian.
And then what's this one? Houston, we had a problem.
Oh,
yeah. Why? I know. Houston, we have a problem. Why would anybody say, Houston, we had a problem? Because the problem is it's going on. So why would anybody ever say had a problem? It would be have a problem.
Well, that comes from, let's play the game. That one comes from Tom Hanks. And connect, we should all play, we should, like, the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We should all play the 7 degrees of fucking Tom Hanks. That's the millennium. If anybody has the Mandela effect, we should all start playing the 7 degrees of fucking Tom Hanks.
We could do that. We could do a show, 7 degrees of Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is connected to Robert Zembeck. Robert Zembeck, who made Back to the Future, which is loaded with 13s and 9/11s. Let's go back over to, and then I watched Contact last night. And in Contact last night, it is packed full of 13s. There's a lot of Mandela effects in that movie. Full of 13s, also made by Robert Zembeck, who also made, we go down to Forrest Gump. He made Back to the Future, Contact, Forrest Gump. Who famed Roger Rabbit, filled with fucking Mandela effect things.
And who produced all of those? Steven Spielberg, who's best friends with George Lucas.
Exactly.
All three of them. It's all related to George Lucas, man. It's all related.
Polar Express, Tom Hanks. Castaway, Tom Hanks. Let's see.
Spielberg.
It Becomes Her. I mean, it's just unlimited with this Robert fucking Zembeck, who goes back to Steven Spielberg, who goes back to who?
George Lucas. They're best friends. They made Indiana Jones together.
And what school did they all go together as that three little fucking the three wise men? The three wise men.
USC?
What school did they go to?
USC?
Southern California.
USC?
Southern California University. Southern California University. So they all attended the same school. They were fucking roommates and best buddies and shit. So they were all gathered up by whatever entity wanted them all to make certain movies. With the old except, and they got to Tom Hanks, which is part of the Freemasonry Guild. He's part of fags. No offense to people out there that are homosexual. This is the Federation of Actors Guild. The Federation of
Tom Hanks, the one Tom Hanks did a series. Da Vinci Code or
Da Vinci Code, but I don't care what they say anymore. It's my life. Bosom Buddies. Bosom Buddies, where he plays a female. And a lot of people don't understand it. Part of the Freemasonry in certain guilds, I'm not putting down Freemasonry. I used to be a Mason. But they used to dress up as women as part of the ceremony. Dress up as women as part of the ceremony. And my time in Freemasonry, they dressed up as women to represent Thor. Thor lost his hammer. Loki stole the hammer. And then one of the horrible fucking giants got the hammer, wanted to marry one of the females, one of the goddesses, to get the hammer, who give the hammer back, but nobody will volunteer. So Thor pretends to be a woman. He dresses as a woman. He gets married to this fucking giant as a woman in a woman's dress to get the hammer back. Once he got the hammer back, he killed all the giants. And he's dressed as a woman. So Thor was a transsexual who dressed as a woman and got married to another male giant to get his hammer back. So a lot of these guilds practice old mythological tradition. So those of you that don't know will know now. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. But again, a lot of these guys are all part of the guild. Freemasonry isn't bad once you go to the third degree, whatever. But after that, they start going into more and more of the depths of the whatever, Kabbali's to fucking mathematics to whatever, playing their little fucking side games. Well, but back to George Lucas, man.
Accord Music said right.
Okay. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Well, how do we get George Lucas to fucking people dressing as a woman? That's really weird. But Tom Hanks, man. Tom Hanks is majorly into the guilds. He's into the guilds. He's got the whole. He wears the fucking apron. You know, he got the apron. I say a tunic. Never trust a man in a tunic. So, homeboy wears a tunic.
Really, Tom Hanks owes his career to Steven Spielberg, who owns his career to George Lucas. I mean, it's all right there. I mean, people go, how does Evil Speak, the movie that nobody saw, how is that related to George Lucas? Well, Clint Howard is the brother of Ron Howard, Ron Howard directed a George Lucas movie called Willow.
There it is.
Because a lot of people think Lucas Limited is just Star Wars. No. George Lucas is the creation of Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Remember, he made this, of course, Willow. He made that movie about airplanes called The Red something. I can't remember. It had Kubi Jr. in it. Yeah.
Well, let's connect.
And also, I bet you nobody's gonna get this question right. I bet you nobody's gonna get it. What was really the first true Marvel movie at the theater? It's under George Lucas. George Lucas created one of the first Marvel movies ever on the big screen.
I know it. I know. I can say it right now. You don't want everyone away at the sidebar.
Anybody out there, tell me what is the true first Marvel movie at the theater, and it was actually created by George Lucas himself and his company. What is it, people?
Yeah, Danny, you go ahead and make a statement. Whatever you want on the sidebar, dude. You can put whatever you want there.
Yeah, I'll read Danny, and then we'll answer that question when we come back. Yeah. Gypsy Road, a.k.a. EW, got to go to work now. Need to make a statement that has nothing to do with the topic and will not make sense. Please allow. Go for it. Make a statement. Okay, Flat Accord Music. And in the opening theme, the Buzz and Buddies, they play Billy Joel, affirming that Satan is behind it.
Remember, Satan. Remember, don't use the word Satan because Satan is incorrect. Satan is Arabic. It's even in Hebrew. Proto-Hebrew is Arabic. So Satan just means judge. There's no bad connotations. They've turned it bad. Americans don't know shit about linguistics. Satan is actually Arabic for judge. It means nothing. There's other horrible names.
Looks like nobody's going to get this one. It is actually, here it comes. I'm going to put it on the screen, people. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck is a Marvel character that came out in the movies in the 80s under George Lucas. Howard the Duck.
The original.
Duck in that movie gets laid.
The original Howard the Duck. I mean, before all of those fucking big-ass, kick-ass, all those superhero movies came out, all that shit, Howard the Duck was the first. Yeah.
DC has Superman, all that before. But for Marvel, it was actually Howard the Duck.
For Marvel, it was Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck. Yeah, 100%.
And it's easy for everybody to poo-poo that movie, say how stupid it was. But when Howard the Duck came out, I remember people enjoyed it and liked it. Now it's easy to hate it. But Howard the Duck was amusing when it first came out. Because remember Howard the Duck in the beginning? It had Indiana Jones pictures of the duck and all that. Yeah. And people don't remember that was George Lucas. And that's when George Lucas was getting into special effects. He was trying to show off like how to make special effects for movies that's cheaper. So he was actually doing something mind-blowing for a cheaper price that helped the future of all movies. People don't give Howard the Duck much credit. They really don't.
And let's go back to Tom Hanks, guys. Tom Hanks he played a movie about somebody who it's called, oh God, what was it called? He got AIDS. So he played Philadelphia, the epic AIDS movie. Okay, so he was the forefront in all of these fucking movies, guys. He's the poster boy of the fucking whatever you want to call them, good guys, bad guys, whatever you want to call. I call them, agitatus, people that are putting things out for you to change you in whatever emotional way they want, a spellcaster, whatever you want to call him. He was in Philadelphia, a Castaway. He was in, I can't remember the name of the movie where he's in the future. The human species have developed. Yeah. I mean, you can't get any more. And he knows it. So Tom Hanks knows it. And all these actors, they're all in bed together. They've all planned this. They're all three guys, George Lucas, all of. I said even the guy that did J.J. Abrams with Lost, the symbol on the island of Lost, guys, Lost, the TV series. It looks like the fucking Hydrogen Collider. I mean, in the whole concept of the chess game on Lost and the ending where they were all dead, and then J.J. Abrams makes a Star Wars movie. It was like they gave all of these actors that had made all of these propaganda movies. Propaganda is what it's called. Movies for you guys to change your emotional, whatever you are in your daytime, change you emotionally. They gave them an opportunity to dip their fucking toes into Star Wars. So George Lucas pulled all these hard hitters out. It ain't like they didn't want to do this. There's no conflict. They gave him a chance to fucking move it. And people who say, Robert, well, what's your fucking big take on the fucking Star Wars series, George Lucas's baby? Well, you've got a war. Look at the last Star Wars. Look at the last one. You've got a war. You've got the Nazis, the stringent, very professional, everything's functioning 100% machine. All of the machines are functioning 100%. Everything, right down to maintenance is done. Everything's 100% with the fucking Empire. Everything's perfect. Then you get a bunch of fucking crazy hard hitters that come out there. They're homosexuals, heterosexuals, dog sexuals, animal sexual. Who fucking know crazies? People of all kinds of alternative fucking thoughts are taking on the strict, stringent fucking Empire. And who wins? You're always going to ask yourself, are you happy that that these rebels won? Because you got the two old ladies kissing. You've got Chewbacca fucking, we're going to roll that little lizard lady. They're both old. You've got the weird shits. The weird fuckers won. And you got to ask yourself, what? Okay, so, but the strict suit-wearing Empire lost, but are you really happy with that? I mean, this is what they're showing you. It reminds me of the end game with the fucking all the superheroes. The end game. At first, the fucking horrible god killed everybody off. Half of the fucking Earth planet was wiped out, and then of course Starks goes and fucking figures the Eigon value to go back through time, corrects the entire fucking thing, and now you have the Earth back. But then you have all that fucking nasty sin too that came with it. It's a flip of a coin.
Yeah, I think they kind of hurt their own movies now because when Tony Stark, Iron Man dies, back in your mind, you're like, is he really dead? He could come back because they had that time travel thing now. Hey,
yeah.
Here's a question. I don't remember this one, but do you guys remember Cape Fear? It also changed in the inn in the boat scene. I always remember the daughter bites his cheek off. Now, I remember a cheek being bit up, but it had been such a long time ago. So we're talking about the Robert De Niro version, right?
Well, yeah, she's thinking about the Robert De Niro version.
Robert De Niro one.
The dude right.
Rewatch it. Yeah, because I haven't seen that movie in about 20 years, I think.
Yeah, he was falsely pulled.
What she's saying is that scene is now gone.
Wow. Yeah, he was kept in prison for a long time.
Yeah.
The lawyer was rotten. He was rotten. Fucked him over.
Cool lawyer guy actually played the Mandalorian. I have spoken. Or he played in a cool movie with Eddie Murphy.
Oh God!
Fuck. That one with Eddie Murphy. You know the one I'm talking about.
Really good movie too with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it's gonna kill me now.
Oh God, what a good movie!
You remember Tom Hanks' a Dungeons and Dragons movie called Mazes and Monsters?
Mazes and Monsters. That was one of his low key fucking iconic roles. He's like really low key in that one. That's when he goes to Dungeons and Dragons, and he's so obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons that he becomes insane. As he put it, he can't leave the game in his head. Even though he's in real life, he's in a regular suit, he can't leave the game in his head. He's always stuck in Dungeons and Dragons. Kind of weird like that.
This guy wants to send me some pictures. So, True Thoughts News. So, I'm putting an email address where people can send me pictures. A guy's asked me where to send pictures. This is here it is. You can. I'll just put it up here. If anybody wants to send us pictures or clips, send it to truethoughtsnews@gmail.com. Truethoughtsnews@gmail.com. Yeah, send me some pictures.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let me see here. And like society, can we really blame the masses for the bad behavior they were hypnotized by the elite to engage in?
Yeah, well, you were already programmed. Everybody's been programmed since the beginning, right down to all the movies we've all watched. I mean, every movie you've watched, you take it home with you. You apply it to your life. You know, right now they got the Joker. I'm gonna be honest, Eric. You talk about the Joker. I watched the Joker. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna say because I'm just being a conscientious objector.
Before we get to the Joker, Texas Danny finally sent his thing because he's going to work. So we'll read it. Start all computer programs functions for all survive crew. Begin essential command control functions for Sorry. Establish all functions for the emergency program.
Very good. I'm ready for the end. I'm ready for the end of the world. I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna have a Chinese made.
This is what he says. I was just going to say I'm playing devil's advocate here, and then I had a thought. District attorney equals devil's advocate, like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate. Yeah, that was with Keanu Reeves. So
Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves has always played Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is time travel. Yeah, and he jumps from Bill and Ted's to basically Keanu Reeves is another Tom Hanks. I'm 100% appropriate for that. Yeah, he was another Tom Hanks and moved his way down to every iconic movie. What was it? He himself wasn't his dad involved in some kind of crime or something like that? Or wasn't his dad a psychopath or some weird shit the story was?
Oh, his dad is actually Al Pacino, the devil himself.
Well, no, Keanu Reeves himself, like in his family history. Isn't his dad supposed to be like a psychopath killer or some weird? I don't know what kind of rumor they put out for him.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I know he's half Hawaiian. He's half white. He's been in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They keep putting him in all these iconic movies, The Matrix. The next now he's John Wick. It's just all these movies he kept showing up in. It's just like another Tom Hanks through the fucking ranks of propaganda. I mean, guys. Propaganda is what the Nazis perfected back in the 50s. I mean, they were fucking brilliant about propaganda. Again, and my theory, which is only a comic book, and anything I say is not true. So remember, I am obviously mentally ill, so do not listen to anything I say. But it appears there's a lot of Nazis, generals with Jewish last names. Now, in my time, there were no Jewish guards in any Nazi military. Go look up the information yourself. A lot of Jewish named individuals and generals or what have you are in the Nazi ranks, and I am confused by that. I'm just saying, Operation Paperclip, all these fucking things have changed. The new technologies are in our face. There's a whole lot of shit going on in this fucking big ass chessgame. Just letting people know out there. Contagion, another one.
I mean, Keanu, it says here he's Canadian. I'm trying to.
He's not Canadian.
After his family and.
Keanu Reeves is Canadian. He's Hawaiian.
He started off from Canadian screens, and then. And then he remained permanently in the United States. I don't know. Too much.
He's Hawaiian.
I have to do some research.
What the fuck is Keanu Reeves? He's half Hawaiian. You can see his face is genetically half Hawaiian. He's from Hawaii. That's why he talks with Hawaiian Pigeon, man. He's got Hawaiian Pigeon, dude. Brah. Howley. He got Hawaiian Pigeon Howley. You know.
Oh, he did play in one of the best FBI movies ever, Point Break.
Point Break. There's another one. Undercover fucking Point Break. He had a whole lot of those movies. A lot of those.
Yeah,
you know.
There is his father is an American. He's an American from Hawaii. So the father is from Hawaii, and is of Chinese, English, Irish, Native Hawaiian, and Portuguese. He's a mix of everything.
Motherfucker, yeah. I remember because he had a trouble. He was supposed to be dyslexic. Can't read. Every fucking cocksucker in Hollywood has the same MO. Was it Tom Cruise who wears a pink shirt now and whatever Risky Business with no sunglasses? You know, he's dyslexic. You know, everybody's dyslexic or has some kind of weird ass problem, and they're all.
I gotta stop you.
In Hollywood.
I gotta stop you because this is important. Don't forget, he was also in My Own Private Idaho.
Oh yes, dude.
Dude. What was that movie? They made a movie in Oregon, Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge.
The dead body.
Another iconic movie. Yeah, My Own Private Idaho. Fucking fantastic job with that. Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge. Remember that guy? That guy like driving that bug. Hey man, like he's always like panicking.
Yeah. Well, he's a great actor. He's a great actor. He's another fucking iconic actor.
Yeah. And the guy who drive the bug was also in Back to the Future as Mark McFly's dad.
Oh yeah.
He played that tweet guy in
Yes,
Edge.
He plays Marty's dad.
Yes.
Plays Marty's dad. So the guy in Razor's Edge was in with Marty's dad. I can't remember. Glover.
She said, you guys had a guest the other day. She was getting a message from God about the end of the world. Don't remember her name. Oh, you're talking about Callie. C-A-L-E. I just wanted to know what you guys thought of her visions.
Well, everybody's getting visions. I got visions. I got lots of visions. But I mean, everything's coming true the way I'm seeing it come true. You know, people are going to have visions about death because they're scared. You know, people are going to have all kinds of wacky fuck. I've heard people talk about the wackiest shit and nothing's happened. Nothing's going to happen. If you have the effect, if you believe in God, you'll be fine. If God woke you up, you're fine. If you walk with God, you'll be fine. If you walk with the lampshade, it's considered your God, you'll be fine. I mean, long as you know what's around you, what's going on. As long as you know there's a fucking firmament up there and God's looking straight down at you like a fucking eye. There's no fucking space. They're looking straight down at you and is telling you you're going to be fine. So this whole fucking thing about you catching fire going up to the fucking, I ain't buying that shit. I ain't going to.
Because Callie said a lot. I mean, she said a lot of good stuff, but it was a lot what she was saying.
That wasn't Callie. That was somebody else. That wasn't Callie. That wasn't Callie that made that statement.
C-A-L-E-Y.
It was another girl that said that.
No, that was Callie. The one who was talking about God and about kids being taken. That was Callie. C-A-L-E-Y. We had another guest that did the picture. She was from California.
No, it was like a JoJo, or it was a different girl. It was a different girl. No, she talked about the crock pot, the electric crock pot.
Yeah, that was Callie. C-A-L-E-Y.
No, that wasn't Kelly. She was not talking about that shit. Believe me, I got an ear for fucking voices, and that wasn't her voice.
Because we had two girls.
Casey.
I'm sorry, Casey. K-A-S-E-Y. I put K-L. My fault. K-C. K-A-S-E-Y.
The electric crock pot. Yeah, the electric crock pot.
Casey. I don't know why I put the S and put the L. I mean, I was mixing her up with California's name because, you know, she went on our show and did the animals.
Yeah, no, I don't. No. If you're already here, you've already raptured, man. I tell people, if you're fucking awake, you've already raptured, man. You're already here.
Let me know if you received an odd postcard I sent you.
I ain't fucking going nowhere. I'm not flying to no fucking jail up there. I'm not going up to that fucking firmament. I'm not going nowhere. staying right fucking here. I
Yep,
go.
here it is. Queen of Swords. She even wrote it. Yeah, Casey. Kasey. I was saying L.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was saying L.
I hear people talk about the fucking this and then that, and the fucking ground's gonna wrinkle up and there's gonna be lava coming out. I don't fucking know. It's bullshit. Believe me, I talk to fucking God my own way, and God didn't talk about any of that shit. So
let me just say,
I
I got your email. I'll be sending you pictures of residue. Awesome. Thanks a lot. That's perfect. I love that. And Casey is awesome. She is. She's
awesome. She's awesome. She had a nightmare. You're gonna have nightmares, people. Don't mistake your nightmares for fucking actual forecoming dreams, because I've heard people. There's been nothing but fucking forecasting dreams since we woke up. 2016, I debunked, and I'm like, a lot of people have nightmares. I myself have had nightmares. I myself have had dreams, and the dreams are nothing like what people are describing for fucking nothing like that at all. Mostly moralistic fucking dreams that I have learned something from, but there's been no fucking. There's no fucking mass armies fighting with fucking bloody swords and zombies and fucking flying monkeys and shit. No, man, it ain't gonna go down like that.
I'm loving it today. We're getting a lot of new people. We've got another person named Jake, the doppelganger bear. I love that. I love that name. We're getting a lot of different people coming in today. That's fantastic. Welcome.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Here's Cat Scully. I don't remember seeing that name before.
You remember De Niro?
A lot of new people. That's awesome.
Yeah, De Niro bit that cheek off the fucking. Was it the dude or the girl? It was a dude. He bit it in the cheek.
Gotta let my dogs out.
Yeah.
Try not to my dog move. My dog doesn't move.
Whatever you guys do, try not to fearmonger. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. If you're being scared, then you're supposed to be scared. If people are scaring you, you're supposed to be scared. And weak people are scared people. So don't be fucking weak and don't be scared.
Let me ask you this question. It seems like it's been a huge topic on Brian's show, on a lot of people's show.
What's that?
Everybody's talking about the peanut, the one who died and then resurrected, and then he resurrected as a baby peanut, and he talked about give me my the eyeglass, the Monopoly.
Huh.
Have you seen those commercials?
No.
No. I have to rewatch it. In one commercial, the peanut sacrificed himself and died.
Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut. And then they buried him. They're having a funeral. And then a plant grew, and it was a baby peanut, which right now the fad is, baby stuff, like Baby Yoda and all that.
Baby Yoda.
He asked for a glass.
Everything is about baby. Everybody, okay, the snake. People understand the S is the snake, and the snake in the garden isn't evil. In symbology, the snake in the garden means reproduction. The baby is born. The reproduction. I keep throwing it back. Harley Davidson is now Harley Davidson, son of David, line of David. Am I saying fucking Jesus is coming back? No, he's dead. But there's going to be somebody else coming back that's going to be a king in the line of David. The Jesus that you guys know is gone. It's fucking. People say, you think Jesus is fucking Christian? No, he can't worship himself. That's kind of vain, right? People say, aren't we all Jesus? Don't we all have the mindset of Jesus? Well, then you're saying you're worshiping yourself? No. Jesus don't worship himself. A Christian can't worship himself. So everyone's got to be careful when they start talking about things like that. It's just a lot of these symbolisms are coming at you because there is a new king coming. And the fucking elite know it, and they're scrambling. Everybody's fucking scrambling right now. They all know the all-seeing fucking eyes bringing something about. Shit's going to fucking change.
Well, this is nice. Lisa Silver wrote, "You guys are cool. Thanks for your thoughts."
Well, thanks for the cool TV.
Yeah, I mean, you gave a thought. I didn't really give super thought. I just know Casey was awesome, and it's. Yeah, I have. For me, I have not had an experience where somebody spoke to me from above. I'll be honest, I have not. Yeah. Nobody. I've been waiting, but nobody has talked to me yet. Usually, if somebody's talking to me, it's my wife saying, "Can you take me to work?"
Taking trash out. Taking trash. I got the
Jake Rowe.
Nothing about death like
The
that.
death commercial. Haven't seen the resurrection of the Peanut Man. I'll tell you, that stinks of Satan nuts.
It could be, yeah. You know, people don't talk. You know, I look around. There was a religion. It's called the Zarathustra religion that was completely abolished back in Sagittarius Arm. Over here, it's still thriving in a small amount. Talks about having two gods. Basically monotheistic, but one God's in a duality of fucking life. You have the good God and the bad God. There's a good God that's doing good for the good people, and a bad God that takes fucking revenge on the fucking bad people. I mean, it's kind of what's happening. I see a little bit of revenge being going on. I see people bad karma's coming around. If you were a shitbird, your fucking karma's changed. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing fucking karma change. You can't tell me you can't see karma change for a lot of people. People that have had a shitty life are getting a little bit better, even though there's not fast enough. It's not fast. I want it now. I want it faster. I want rapture. I want to be free. Then fucking free yourself.
What did he write? Zoroastrianism?
Yeah, yes. You guys need to research that. Research that. That was a thriving philosophical religion / philosophical. Yes, there's a God, and the same God you've always worshipped. It's the same God. This guy, for the longest time, really, really had a thriving empire. No problems. As soon as he passed away, soon as this great fucking king passed away, everything went to shit in the Middle East. It went to shit.
Do you remember what's the Mandela effect for the movie Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah, Interview with a Vampire, yeah.
What's
Interview with a Vampire.
So it's the title.
Yeah, Interview with a Vampire, yeah. Yeah, they could call it, this place is like it's a separate entity. Interview with the Vampire. Like,
and
it's
you know how
monster.
Interview with a Vampire is related to George Lucas?
Oh,
Tom Cruise is in the movie, right? Him and Brad Pitt. Tom Cruise did a movie with Steven Spielberg, The Minority Report, which is then of course it goes right there to George Lucas.
Tom Cruise, Minority. Also, Tom Cruise is also a Scientologist, and a lot of these fuckers are Scientologists. A lot of them are Scientologists. Leon Hubbard had it figured out. He said the Earth was created was people that got here to Earth. In this comic book, everything I say is his comics. In Scientology, people got here in a 747. People, extraterrestrials traveled through time and space and warp dimensions in a 747 and came to planet Earth, Terra, where all these souls were trapped in there. The great ruler Betos, the Betos, the ruler of the ruler of Betos, the great ruler of Betos. All the souls, these trapped souls, he put into the 747, flew to great fucking Earth, the back of this turtle, and then released all the souls. But I think he put them into a volcano. I can't sure what he.
What's this one? Interesting. Two gods. What cultures?
Interesting. Yeah. Two gods. Well, you guys need to go look. It's a fantastic read religion. Read it. You won't be disappointed. Read it. Learn about Zarathustra religion. It's got a duality of gods. You got one good God, all-hearted, loving God, and the other God is not loving. It's not loving. It's a revenge God. It's the God that, like a lender, that gives you what you want but takes it back in tenfold.
Yeah, that's
two gods. And they're equal. They're equal. Some people say, is it like God and Satan? But God created Satan. And Satan is only the Lucifer, the great morning star. But nah, bullshit, man. There's no such thing. But you got a duality. You got a good God and a bad God, like the old God of the Testament and the good God of the Testament. It's kind of a duality idea. It's a great philosophical idea for gods. I know. It's a great read. You guys read that one. I'm not saying go out and practice it. Nah, man. Use your own fucking brain for that. But cheers, all. Love the enthusiasm for you two guys and the chat. Also found You too, Brian.
Well,
God bless Brian.
well, Brian's been on my show twice, and you were a guest on his show just like last.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah.
And,
I should have given him a wrench. I haven't passed out wrenches for a while. I'm always scared to have I'll give him a wrench because I can trust that guy. Yeah.
He actually, on his last show, I made a little joke. I'm like, I was watching his show, right? And I had no wrench, and all of a sudden I got a wrench. And I go, Brian, I just had a Mandela effect, and a wrench appeared.
I keep promising, but I haven't. I had to go in there and fucking manually put it in. I haven't put it in yet. I feel bad when he comes in there. But my shows are only for people getting off narcotics, so I didn't expect him to show up in there. I'm like, what are you doing in here, dude? You're not on drugs. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna promote something for Thursday in case anybody's interested to watch our show on Thursday. What's that?
Actually have a person named the Witch Goddess.
Yay!
She's in the paranormal field, and she's got a video called "Luck and Money Spell." I'm gonna try to create this spell while she's on the air.
Spell casting,
and then I thought it'd be a little different. You know, have a little fun. You know, it's kind of cool. Because to make her spell, this is some of the items that you will need. The reason I'm reading is in case anybody else wants to gather this stuff for themselves, and when she comes on, we can all try to do the spell.
Yeah, now let me do a disclaimer again, guys. Eric and I we're not hoodoo mojo motherfucker. I'm the scientist, Eric the scientist. We approach these things in a philosophical, fun kind of a way. So are we fucking Satan? No, man, we're nothing like that. No. We're your fucking neighbors next door. We're your friends, your fucking brothers, your fucking whatever.
We study the Mandela effect. We study flat Earth. We're studying phenomenon.
She's giving a platform for somebody else to come on and talk about, okay, they're going to do a spell. This is the learning. Okay, learning only. Okay, we're going to put a disclaimer. Learning only.
Guys, this is
stand out there with torches and say, these guys are bringing forth the fucking the wrath of Ra. And what? No, man.
No. Now, everybody, this is what you need for Thursday. 4 element candles, 1 small green candle, 3 clover leaves, 1 clover flower, 1 bell, 1 Jimmy Cricket voluntary. I guess a Jimmy Cricket if you have one.
A Jimmy Cricket?
Yeah, here, let me voluntary. You don't have to have it. Well, hold on. Sorry. Let me go back.
Look, Jimmy the Cricket.
Hold on.
Like the one in Walt Disney?
Here it is.
We're going to burn a Walt Disney character?
4 element candles, 1 small green candle, 3 cloves leaves, 1 clove flower, 1 bell, 1 Jimmy Cricket voluntary.
Oh, it's a sacrifice, man. It's like a real cricket.
Yeah.
We're not going to do no real crickets.
And it's supposed to be a luck and money spell. So it's supposed to be a good spell, good luck spell. So I thought it'd be fun just to give a little different flavor, Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what now? This person wrote, "Is that why John Travolta flossed 747?"
Yes, correct. Yes, that is a good question. You've nailed it. Yes.
Also came from Brian,
a Scientologist, Ian Hubbard, which was also part of the Freemasonry. He had his own separate guild with a lot of those other fucking guys in Hollywood. By the way, people, them science writers were all one big ass group. They're all friends. Decided to go ahead and start their own religion. In fact, Eric knows, and we'll go back to George Lucas. Somebody had told George Lucas he should start his own religion, just like Ian Hubbard. Eric, who told George Lucas to start their own religion with Star Wars?
Francis Ford Coppola, wasn't it?
Francis Ford Coppola encouraged George Lucas to start a religion based off of his Star Wars. Probably another reason why that Hollywood, the other fucking people in Hollywood went in there and put a big old horse head into his fucking bed and says, we're going to destroy your religion. We're going to destroy Star Wars. So you can't start a religion off Star Wars. All these shows and all these beautiful shows, they've destroyed them so you can't start a religion. So probably is a theory, maybe throw it out there as a fun fucking theory fact. Yes, George Lucas was also encouraged by another person in Hollywood to start an old religion based off Star Wars, and he pretty much almost did. Pretty fucking close.
He kind of basically did. I mean, the Force is basically its own religion. People want
it's like Scientology, except it's Star Wars isms. So Scientology, Star Wars isms, it's the same thing. All these fucking false prophets with all these false fucking things. George Lucas probably backed out. He probably got the Christian in him or whatever religion in him. He said, I'm backing the fuck out. I ain't starting no religion. He probably had it destroyed. So just because he don't want to piss off God.
He did it in a way through his movies.
He probably did it by accident.
Yeah.
Even he says, I went too far. Maybe, in theory, he went too far. George Lucas sabotaged his own fucking Star Wars so nobody will worship it. He'll end the religion of Star Wars. He probably destroyed Star Wars to end any philosophical idea of being a religion. Probably any of these fucking guys right now in Hollywood are probably destroying their fucking movie literatures just to prevent a religion started.
Well, this is what Jake wrote, some of the stuff in chat. I know there's magic. I don't have a problem with magic. It's just a tool. Hey, I'm not saying I believe in magic or none of it, but it'd be fun to see what's it about.
We're in a world of magic now, man.
Queen Words at Liza Silver, Ketchely Help. It's like hammer. It's a tool. A hammer can kill and build. It's how you use it that matters.
How you use it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Wrong time of year for clover in Texas.
Uh-oh.
Well, we'll learn how to do it, and then you do it because it's supposed to bring you good luck and money, which we all need money, right?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to get my first Patreon. Okay, magic is direct energy, MO.
It is. You got to be careful now in the world of mythology. When you play with magic, you're asking for something from something.
True.
There's no such thing as anything for free. You're asking something from the ether. So if you're asking something from the ether, it demands a sacrifice. That's how I always saw it. Does that mean fucking what's that? I sacrifice myself by giving up something of my own personal self.
Dude, that kind of
that's how
reminds
I sacrifice. I don't burn no fucking animals or cut no fucking throats or anything.
Let me see if you can remember this. Okay, this kind of reminds me about like basically selling your soul. What movie had Ralph Macchio from The Karate Kid about selling his soul so he could play music?
Oh, Crossroads.
Remember that? He sold his soul to be well, the guy he's traveling with, he was like this kid. He was traveling with a guy who sold his soul to the devil because he wants to be a great guitar player, and now he wants to get his soul back. And then the kid had to play against the devil, or had to play against a famous guitar player to get his soul back. Do you remember that guitar player he had to play against?
I thought it was a harmonica.
No. The color guy in the movie played harmonica. He sings.
Okay.
Ralph Macchio is the one who plays guitar. He wants to learn to be the best. Now, he had to play guitar against a famous guitar player to get the soul back. Do you remember that guitar player?
In Crossroads. Oh, fuck.
Now, this guy used to play with David Lee Roth.
Is he connected to George Lucas? No,
Steve Vai.
Not Maliseed, right?
Steve Vai to win the soul back. And the way he won it was, remember, he played classical faster because the other guy knew how to play loud. Steve Vai was a guitar player.
Yeah, it was a classical guitar player. He's a heavy metalist.
Xavier, San Diego, they do already have the Jedi religion. Basically, what we're saying that his religion kind of became Jedi. Hello, all my brothers and sisters from Michael Spice.
Probably when he sabotaged the last fucking 3 Star Wars because he didn't want it to be religion no more. You're probably breaking up the religion. Steve Vai,
Disney turned down George Lucas' original 7, 8, and 9 because in his 7, 8, 9, he was writing the scripts to be more about the Force itself, the individual cells in the body.
Yeah.
He was actually going to go deeper into that religion, which I think that would have been awesome. But Disney said that's too crazy. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't read hers. Queen of Sword wrote, at first I saw help and was concerned, didn't realize you probably meant hello. I'm relieved.
It's somebody to say, let's see. What's this?
I'm sorry, don't know your name. The guy with the beard. I heard your interview with Brian the other day, and you blew my mind. You are very wise, sir. That's my brother Robert Wood. If you go into the description, his individual channel is in there. All you gotta do is type in Robert Wood Mandela Effect. You'll find his channel.
You guys remember, my channel is for people getting off narcotics. So if you're not getting off narcotics or you're not smoking pot, it's not going to appeal to you. So it's for different kind of people.
With his show, I tell everybody this: get a bucket of popcorn, sit back, and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Brian, you can learn something from this one. You're going to learn some fun trivia stuff from. Mine is strictly for people getting off narcotics. It's going to sound crazy, and I do codes for people playing games. So
and he loves with your mind.
It won't make sense to a lot of people.
Exactly. Everything has a price. Everything does have a price because for him to win his soul back, he has to give up his soul also if he loses. So you're giving up 2 souls for 1 soul. Everything has a price. Everything.
Everything has a price.
Free. Nothing is free.
But in mythology, that's what this is going to balance back to Christianity with Jesus, Yeshua. Yeshua made a self-sacrifice. If you do a self-sacrifice, you don't need to sacrifice anything else. So if you approach spell casting, we do spell casting. The idea of spell casting is to sacrifice yourself first, and then you hope that the gods or God will put something in the basket in return. Because you remove something from the basket, then God puts something in the basket. You're not dragging a child and cutting its throat or an animal. It doesn't have a decision. You can't do that. But if you self-sacrifice, and then you can receive. So if you want something, you need to sacrifice something personal. I always tell people, they say, well, what do I sacrifice? I go, what's your favorite thing? Oh, I like football. Well, you're going to have to give up football for a season. What? I don't want to give up football. I love football. Well, you're going to have to give up watching football for a season if that's your number one fucking thing. And then make your wish. But you got to give up watching football for a season so it fills in the space. That's how I'm using it.
Give up something you really enjoy. This guy wrote, I know Magic. It's a dumb card game. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. George Lucas famously despised Hollywood. Oh yeah, he despised Hollywood so much. That's why he stayed in San Francisco and built Lucasfilm. And he even said this. Lucas said this, that he built Lucasfilm so huge he actually became part of the issue which he fought against.
Yeah.
He got so huge. It was like he became a Paramount. He became and all that.
Yeah. I think he burned his. People keep saying that George Lucas didn't have anything to do with his own burning down the fucking I think he burned down his own empire because he didn't want to turn it into a religion. I think once he found out it was turning into a religion like fucking Eon Hubbard's bullshit, he wanted to burn his own down because he didn't want God's coming after him.
Michael Spice wrote Crossroads. Now, hey, everybody, if anybody types in Crossroads, you got to watch out because there was a Britney Spears movie called Crossroads also. So when you type in Crossroads, yes, Britney Spears made some kind of a movie that's also called Crossroads. So when you type it in, make sure it says Ralph Macchio from the Karate Kid. We're not talking about Britney Spears because usually when you type it in, you'll get the Britney Spears first. It's not Britney Spears, people. Don't think we're giving her credit.
Ew.
Their mommy's back. Hey, hello. We haven't seen you in a while. You're the one that's from Vancouver, Washington, I believe.
Oh yeah, I forget everything.
Fogginger Bear, I have seen you around other chats. Just saying, hey, that's cool. Hey, mommy. Hello, are you having a good one? Hi, need to connect. Man, we gotta get her on one of these days. I think I can't remember. Was it her? You said she doesn't mind coming on one time. If you want to come on, there's the stream.
Yeah, Eric's got a few more minutes left. He likes to open it up for people to come on and off or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I like a basic around a 2-hour show, no longer than 2.5, because sometimes when you go 3, 4,
yeah, it's just too much.
It gets
too much.
It loses.
We can get it down, man. We're like
come on real quick. Now let's talk. One movie I actually have in my circle. Bear Indeed. No one's having more fun. Silence of the Lambs. What's the big one on that one?
Hello, Clarice. Hello, Clarice. Yeah, it's
And
gone.
It's gone. And
Yeah.
of course, Anthony Hopkins was in the Transformer, which was produced by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
It goes back to George Lucas. Yeah, we were the seven degrees of George Lucas.
He wrote, it was Lucasfilm for me. I have tons of residue. Yeah, Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilms? Yes, that was Lucasfilms. Yes, I remember that.
She is the one from Vancouver.
Yeah, I remember Lucasfilms. Yeah, that's how it was. It had like Lucasfilms.
She was on when we had Texas Dave and we were talking about the rivers and stuff.
Oh, Texas Danny.
Texas Danny. Texas Dave. Texas Danny. You got to get her on. She's got to jump on.
I'm gonna do a computer voice, like oh shit, Vonage, man. Vonage is, I don't know if he's in the sidebar.
Sure. I didn't.
He was supposed to do the chess. He's gonna find out information about chess.
Are you on? Are you? I thought I saw him in the beginning of the chat.
Shit.
I took a video the other night of a UFO. I have a street light that doesn't work, and it was turning it on. When it disappeared, the light went out.
Probably took the energy with it. Yeah, I don't believe it. I believe. I think they're interdimensionals. Some people call them demons. Some people call them jinn. Some people call them people from the future, us from the future, from another dimension. Again, I don't believe in space. I don't believe in space anymore. I lost that. It's gone. I worked at Aerospace Museum, and my math doesn't prove it anymore. There's no space. It's a fucking firmament up there. Maybe water above that. I don't know. So we move interdimensionally. That's why NASA's symbol has a lambda. That lambda, they call it the lizard's tongue. It's not a lizard's tongue. It measures the matrix. It measures the matrix. It's time and space.
Michael Space. He said exactly what I said.
Yep. Example, yes. Yes. Fame and playing. Yes. Jack Butler.
The guitar of the devil. It's a great movie, dude. People don't give that movie credit, man.
That's good. Yeah.
It was Lightning Boy. Was it Lightning Boy or Lightning Kid? I can't remember what he named them. And I love how they traveled. Travel the crossroad. What did she say? Is Lucasfilm gone? Well, Lucasfilm is actually called now Lucas Limited, LTDM, and Lucasfilm is sold to Disney. So,
is it called?
Huh?
Lucas Limited?
Yes.
That's the actual name of his thing.
Yes. If you put on a Star Wars, it'll say Lucas LT Limited, like limited company. Like it's one of those.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never. Lucasfilms.
He was. George Lucas was forced to put in that because before Star Wars came out, everybody used to have words in the beginning of a movie like starring John Jackson or something, and Star Wars never did. If you remember when Star Wars first came out, it was just the words. So he was being sued, or he would not be allowed. I can't remember the whole story. So he actually had to put in Lucas Limited in the beginning before the words, or he would get fined by the Hollywood organization because Lucas didn't want to play by their games.
So it's not a Mandela effect. He had to change his name because of lawsuits. Okay.
Or they want to give him a true rating for his movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of Canadians. Look at this. I'm Canadian myself.
Southern Ontario. Outer space is full fake.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. That sucks, man. I loved it at one time. I was depressed for a while about it.
Hi, Gypsy Road, and the guy with the beard. Don't want you to feel left out. After all of you are the reason we're all here. You guys rock. People call you on the other channel. Easy Top.
I don't put my name on it anymore because I was getting too many subs. I didn't want no fucking subs. I was like, I got too many subs. I put my name on it. I was like, oh fuck. Every time I went on my fucking thing, I'm getting subs. I'm like, I can't handle subs, man.
Well, I think you can handle, but the problem is every time you get new subs, they don't understand your show. They're like, you know who he's talking to? We can't hear you. Hello? Bob, audio is off. And it's like
too many subs. People have been watching me since 2016. They've been playing a game and they listen to what I stuff from way, way back. And they've got a whole I've called out stuff from the future way back. People that watch, People even said, "Hey, he's manifested this or manifest things have happened here. This has moved here. This has moved here," and I keep it real low key like that because people keep a record of what I'm doing. Because you got other people on other fucking sides screaming they have done this, they have changed this, and then they get the new agers in there with them. Don't you remember when we changed this? And I'm just fucking going like, they didn't change a goddamn thing. These fucking liars, bunch of fucking basement nerds. But so the people that are keeping record actually like he called this out. He called this out way before, and so I'm keeping it like that. That's why I said I try to stay low key on my freaking site, and I stopped putting my name up here. So I was getting fucking subs. I was like, I can't handle the fucking subs, man, and all the questions that come with the subs. I enjoy my little group. I enjoy it. Eric's popular. That's why I came on Brian's, so I could go out and talk to the masses. I'm coming on Eric's to talk to the masses. Great fucking guys, man. Great people. I stick with that.
It is like Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm LT.
Yes. Lucasfilm. Oh, that weird part. It was Lucasfilm something.
Outer Space, as mainstream science describes, is L. Ron Hubbard's greatest hits.
Yes. L. Ron Hubbard's fucking greatest hits is Outer Space. Yeah.
Now, and George is very disappointed with what they have done to the storyline. They ruined it with the feminist and religious continuity.
They did it on purpose, in my opinion, guys. They did it on purpose.
This is kind of hard because this is where you could get real nerdy, and it's not. I know it's not attractive to a lot of people to hear, but the problem is I don't blame Disney for buying Star Wars from George Lucas, because people forget that the fans themselves bashed George Lucas so bad for his prequels. He was put down so bad. Remember, the guy who played Jar Jar Binks almost committed suicide.
Yeah.
And the girl who played Padme, directors will not hire her for longest years because people put down. He wanted to make 7, 8, and 9. But he did it because he was afraid of the bash he gets. So technically, it was the fans who forced Lucas to sell. If it wasn't for Disney, we would never get no more Star Wars movies. Now, I'll admit, the last 3 wasn't what you call great because they kept bringing on different directors who did too much different shit and never lined up. But if it wasn't for Disney, we still wouldn't have got them. I like Rogue One. I like Solo.
Yeah,
it was just the fans fucked over George. They betrayed him.
Yeah,
they betrayed George. So if you think it's all our fault,
no, I take it differently. Eric has the wonderful fucking philosophy. Mine's extremely different. As in mine. I think he sacrificed it. I think he's purposely sacrificed his. Again, my opinion, only my opinion. The consensus goes with Eric. Let's give it to Eric. The consensus goes with Eric. Eric is probably 99% correct. I'm just saying in my little fucking world that I think he did it on purpose. I think he threw his shit away. I think he sacrificed it. He fucking sat around. He knew we were in the Mandela effect. He knew that this place is fucking changing. He knew God is watching, and he didn't want to be a fucking Eon Hubbard. Now, this is my opinion only, so this is probably...
Your opinion's right.
He didn't want no religion based off his shit, so he sacrificed his shit. He threw it away. He probably had to lock himself in a room, go like this, and let them fuck his shit up. They fucked his shit up. He threw it away. I think he sacrificed his shit because he didn't want to be Eon Hubbard.
Well,
he wanted to get rid of his shit.
Remember, in his original scripts, he was going to write. He was going to get so deep into the Force and the middle chlorians of the Force and all that, and he knew. He said people were going to hate it. So I don't think he wanted that burden because his is so Mandela effect that it'll blow your mind. And he knew.
I think he knew there was a religion. I think he knew that there was a religion based off his shit, and he threw it away to get rid of the religion. He fucking sacrificed his shit deliberately to fuck up anybody worshiping his shit. It's kind of like the Big Lebowski. Like Big Lebowski, they have like the Dudist. I myself signed up to become a Dudist priest. I think it's like the Dudist became its own religion, Dudism. And then there's fucking Star Wars isms, and there's the Eon Hubbard's all fucking. I think he threw it away, guys. I think the motherfucker feels like shit. He threw his shit away deliberately to get any religion based off his shit off. Done.
Yeah.
Like, done. I think what's her name from Harry Potter? The Harry Potter lady. Everybody was doing the Harry Potter, like following the fucking Harry Potter, like becoming its own religion and identity. She deliberately took Dumbledore. In my opinion, Dumbledore was badass. He was a machismo motherfucker. He rolled fucking ladies up in his goddamn castle fucking private room. He loved that shit. He loved the ladies. All of a sudden, I wake up, the motherfucker's a gay. I was like, no, Dumbledore's not gay, man. Dumbledore, but she deliberately made him gay to throw to throw off any religion that anybody would base off of Dumbledore and fucking Hogwarts. Like,
it's the Hollywood thing.
They threw a wrench in everything.
Instead of making it natural, just like put it in there and never, if it's a story for the first time,
yeah,
that's great. But when you force a story a certain way and then you're changing on purpose just to make a statement, you're making the wrong statement because you're not mixing it very well. But yeah. I like Michael Spice. I thought they were great. I thought the prequels were fine too. He broke barrier. He broke on how to use green screen the best way. The sound effects. He doesn't get enough credit. Now he wrote. I remember all the Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it was weird. PPL were making death threats, lots of hate. Yeah, people. Now, of course, with YouTube now. With YouTube, it's hate is you see even more, but people forget there was hate in the 90s and in the 2000s for him too. You just didn't see it as much because of they didn't have YouTube back then. But George Lucas took a lot of shit from people. That's
why I say he's got to be a sacrifice. He could fix it. He could have fixed it, but he didn't. He had to have let it fall. He knows it's being crashed. It's got to be done on purpose. And to me, my common sense fucking radar is saying bullshit. George Lucas blew up Star Wars just so nobody will worship it anymore because we're in a place now where God showed back up. He doesn't want to compete with God, so he blew up his fucking movies. He blew them up on purpose, in my opinion. In my opinion, he blew up. I think what's her name blew up fucking Harry Potter by making Dumbledore gay and then changing all this shit around on purpose. I think a lot of these old fucking shows deliberately threw a wrench in all the fucking mechanics to blow their shit up, just to ruin it with purpose.
George will never come out and say, "I had the Mandela effect," but when he tried to make all the changes because of it, he got getting bashed, and he knew that he was going to take the Mandela effect theory, the religion, and just go so deep into it. He knew he'll get crap for it.
Yeah, I think he destroyed it.
Hollywood fan base, the critics, they can't take the Mandela effect shit.
No,
they have to debunk every fucking shit there is, even though there's evidence in their face.
Oh yeah, they know it's real. Tom Hanks. I still have a running theory. Now, people don't quote me on this, but I have a running theory that RH negative bloods automatically get a golden ticket and they wake up. Some of them they've got and some of them that carry the RH negative gene, like they're RH positive, but they got a mother, grandfather, or great grandmother, or whatever. They carry the gene and they woke up, maybe. But as coincidentally, Tom Hanks is fucking RH negative. What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio's RH negative. I could just go here and name off all these fucking Hollywood actors that are RH negative, RH negative, RH negative. They've all clustered in fucking scary fucking Hollyweird.
Leonardo, Tom Hanks starred in the movie. What was it called? It was done by Steven Spielberg.
Brad Pitt is also RH negative. All the Angela Jolie RH negative. I mean, I can just sit here and just keep going and going. All the RH negative blood types in Hollywood. Then we can go there. Then we can go over to the fucking White House, and every American president was an RH negative. Every American president, again, was an RH negative. So we're talking about these people considered themselves citizens, and everybody else is a slave. But we could keep going into the RH negative conspiracy theory all fucking day. I can name all these fucking people.
Maybe on Thursday, we'll get into it. So, we hit over the 2-hour mark. Like I said, I always like to keep our show around 2 hours. Now, guys, like I said, come on Thursday. We're going to have the witch goddess on here, and that should be interesting. I love to get more females on our show versus men because I love the point of view of both sexes. You know, it's more exciting that way when you get a mix of different people. So come back and maybe we'll all learn how to do a spell. All right,
yeah,
guys.
everybody, thank you for coming on. Thank you for my subs. I didn't expect them. Thank you for being good. Thank you guys. Go to Brian Staley's after this. Go to his show. His stuff.
We're gonna end this with our intro.
Good.
Just one touch and I'm lost inside your love. Just one touch means more than words.